So I thought that I would do a follow up to about the storm that came. First, I would like to just kind of precurse and put out there that my heart is truly, truly, to the utmost sympathies go out to the families that have lost loved ones in recent storms, and in particular that system that came through last month because it was a doozy. They told us to expect winds up to 80 miles. We actually got up to 72. And yeah, I'll get to that later. But again, my heart goes out to those of them who have lost loved ones in that storm, you guys. I'm so very, very sorry. Now, let me jump back because I have actually a couple of updates. Um, the update here is to the garden, raised garden structure that we used from that pallet of wood. We had two long ones, they came in good use. It was looking very bare here in the beginning. Partly, well, actually, most of this is due to my hubs going to go and get some starter plants. And I need to tell people who are trying to garden, don't get discouraged and don't feel like you have to start from seed. Your garden is what you do, with it. By that, I mean, you go out, whether you get starters or whether you start from seed yourself. To be honest, it's good to start from starters because that much more quicker the time or less time it takes for you to be able to reap the harvest of your hard work, because and you have to fertilize and water and all that stuff. So be proud, But that being said, through that storm, I did lose some things and have just went to the store or your local garden. Guys, you guys, 'cause I'm going to try to show this as best I can. We do have some sun. Our house faces east west, so we get lots and lots of sun in our backyard. And I'm doing this off of my laptop, so I can't barely see. So I hope you guys can see because I can't really see much of anything on the screen, to be honest. So I'm just going to start off by saying, if you remember, once I did this planter, um, I had stated that they came out and shored it up some more by putting more structured work. These here are jalapenos, then sweet mint, and then, or I think it's spearmint actually, though, sweet spearmint, and then another jalapeno plant. Behind, you have the tomato plants, and in between, not long after the storm, I'm not sure why. Well, I have tried to plant some more. I hadn't had much success, but I figured I'd try one more time, and it's starting so far, keeps getting at it. Chamomile, I tell you guys, I have tried my hardest to try to grow chamomile, and like we often get storms where we're at, and so it got dispersed because they're so tiny, the seeds to chamomile, and it's spread out in the yard. And on a surprise, you guys, I choose to grow um, my garden in a off ground uh, planter bed, simply because I don't trust what's in the ground. Please, but it is what it is. Um, this one in the back is a little spindly, if you will. This was the one that was underneath that, guys, but it's a bit because I hear the fans coming on my laptop and I don't want to ruin that. It's trying to come on, so it's hanging on. Here I have my little ginger right there that I have to transplant. Okay, so let's get to the structure because this is what you guys want to see, right? So I want to say that it worked out that my husband and son came out and shored this up a little bit more. Is of the poles that I used to house structure, and I'm gonna come on the underside a little bit just so I can give my laptop some shade, if you will, and then I can possibly see a little bit better too. So I have broccolini growing. You guys, broccolini, I mean, it's just the flower, right? Anyways, you have to get that real quick. And I did harvest some of that, and some of the flowers caught me really quick. This was the lettuce that was underneath the tarp. And when I tell you guys, it was a lot of water there. Just FYI, I know some people probably cringe when I said it had to be at least 30 gallons of water. It was a lot. And right in the center here, like in the center here in this area, the tarp had just kind of dove, or kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, it just kind of decreased down. And I did scoop out some with these buckets, in fact, actually. And then when I couldn't move it anymore, I had to kind of maneuver it so that the water would drain out. So I did lose some things. Some of the seeds are so small. And if you can imagine a torrential rain like that, I did lose some seeds. But you guys, this video isn't about gloom and doom. It's about, people say that thing, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonades. I see I need to wipe off my leaves here, as I'm seeing this. This is the first time I've really been out here today. It's these hard balls in life, and you just have to keep going, right? It's been, a little cringe because I'm like, it's in the rectangular little bed here. These, I need to get things started that I had forgotten that I had put these somewhere, and I need to water. Must be, I want to say Filipino. Um, and hold on a minute. Like I said, you guys, I'm trying to maneuver this laptop a little bit. He took whole garden garlic cloves. I think this one is a little bit too gone. And what bottle, and just cut the very bottom of the garlic clove, and then just a sliver of the tops off. If you can see, you guys, I don't know if you can see this, but the date, I wrote garlic on here, and then the date that is on that is the 12th. And you guys, today is the 14th or 14th, excuse me, today is the 16th. And I did that. I was actually in error because I thought it was the 12th, it was the 13th. So in a matter of 3 days, these have grown. So we'll see. The hope is that I was getting ready to say that I don't know if I can zoom in and you guys see this, but I was gonna say the hope is that I'll get roots but down here. But I actually do have roots, you guys. That was so quick. But he didn't wait. Let me see if I can pick this up. You guys see that? Oh my goodness. That's not big. I'm really surprised to see this. Like, I'm really surprised. I don't know if this one is gonna make it, but I didn't know that I had roots on here. You really do have to be careful with keeping the water in there. This one's very, like, I can see a hint of a root. So I have to make sure that I fill the water up. You have to be careful because you see the little air pockets there. It can get it so that it doesn't have the roots growing there. And this one's trying to. So when I stop this live, I'm going to go ahead and fill that up. So this is the lemon thyme. You guys, get you some lemon thyme. When I tell you it's good, it's so much flavorful than just a regular thyme. Was caught in a storm too, but I see that it's trying. If you guys can see, hold on a minute. If you can see, I had the camera sideways for a reason. I was going to take it out, and I just left it there over time, but I started seeing that it's actually trying to shoot leaves. So I'm going to leave it alone. Here, I need to make sure I wipe off this leaf. That's what I saw before. I don't use these little critters. Then here is the Italian flat leaf parsley. And then here's some bell peppers. And all those, I know people are concerned about that they've not been tampered with. I have been able to get bell peppers from the seed. I have to be honest with you. If I have to be honest, I need to get out here and water, you guys. These are tomatoes, and there's a couple varieties in here. I have, this is black Krim, Krim. And then I forgot the other one, but it is an heirloom. One of my sisters sent me some heirloom seeds. And so I use them, and they're coming up. Again, I was a little bit down, in the dumps when that storm came, because some of these seeds are so cabbage. I know more, it works. This is the tarp that I was telling you that held strong. I have a little bit of wear in this grommet right here, but I don't know how this tarp held all that water that, was sunken in the center. I did get a little bit of damage to my Meyer lemon tree that I have in a container, but overall, it is what it is. And I had to replant some seeds, but it is what it is. I'm just going to keep going with it. what I was saying that I use the stainless steel clips for is for this back here. And so my husband took a 1x2 and attached these on the side here. And then we just took regular old screen, window screen, outdoor or weather door screen. Excuse me, I'm blowing things away. I tell you guys how I am in my backyard. I'm looking around everywhere. So we took that and then we actually had to double it right here, uh, just regular hot glue gun. And then what I did at the very center was, if you can see this, this is, I think it's wood barrier fabric that comes on a roll. It's like plastic, but it still allows the rain to come through for my plants here. Here you cannot see it, but I have, you guys, I need some help on the asparagus. Let me know. And then I have some other seeds that I have planted in here, such as the bush beans and something else. This was a perfect structure. My heart hurt. I didn't share the video, but a year and a half ago, I was growing some zucchini, guys, and it was growing so beautifully. And you guys that are gardeners could have guessed what happened. That borer came and just eradicated it. And so, um, I don't it just kind of hit me hindsight that I can actually use this structure to grow my zucchini. But so far, I haven't had any luck with it. I know it's not acidic. And you tell me, because I didn't think that, um, I didn't test my soil, but I didn't think that mushrooms actually can thrive in acidic soil. So you let me know. And then right here, I did not. I know they say you should rotate your crop or your gardening beds every other year. So I tried the. It'll come to me in a minute, you guys. Brussels sprouts. I did not get the Brussels sprouts, but I did get the leaves. As you guys can see, they're beautiful, big leaves, and they are edible. So, hi Mochi, how you doing tonight? Um, I know that you have to make sure you should check when you grow things and you get maybe bummed at those that produce any type of vegetable, but don't, in other words, you have an abundance of leaves, make sure that or check to see if the leaves are edible. And so I was getting bummed one year because some of the things were coming, some of the things weren't, coming to fruition as far as fruiting. But then I started looking at what things were edible. And I know this is old news to many people, but to my surprise, kohlrabi leaves, Brussels sprout leaves, the sweet potato leaves, not the baked potato leaves, but the sweet potato leaves, I have found them to be edible as well. And I actually prefer the Brussels sprout leaves, you guys, in a salad over other type of lettuces, to be honest with you. It has like a fluorescent, I can't describe it. You have to check it out for yourself. But be sure also to check these things for yourself. It's a plethora of information regarding gardening out there. Right next to the Brussels sprout leaves is some lemon balm that came back. To my surprise, you guys, we don't have extreme winters, but we can have fluke days where we get some extreme below freezing weather. But I did nothing to cover this up, and both these came back. As well as I was surprised to see this little asparagus. Now I bought these, I guess you call them crowns three. And how you doing, Camaro? And I don't know. It just looked weird each time it comes up, but maybe it will grow to come out to true looking asparagus one day. And then you guys, I have a sprig of spinach. And then right there, of course, you see, and I don't thin out sometimes. I know you should, but I don't thin out my kale, and it always grows enormously. So behind there is zucchini as well that I planted not that long ago. We'll see if it comes out. So I just wanted to give you guys a good view of the structure of what I said. Oh, and if I did not mention at the very top of this area here, all I did was take a staple, a little simply off a staple, and I stapled up at the top. And it looks like I might have to come back and restaple some of that. This is not as sturdy as what I did around, this area here. And I'm gonna show you guys. Here's the staples. If you don't believe me, this is what I did. Staples. I don't know if you can see that. All I did was take staples and staple all the way down and then to the side. You're not going to combat against every little insect, but for the most part, I tried to protect it as best I can. Um, I have talked about putting a little bitty door, swing door to kind of close it even more, but so far, this is, it's worked all right for me. Either way, I'll take it. But I thought maybe when the zucchini gets going, I might be able to combat. I don't know. You guys tell me the vine borer situation. I hear it's like a moth or whatever that lays larvae on your things. And so, you guys, that's that. I just really wanted to show you guys that, hey, when that when I tell you guys that gardening, that my greenhouse just crumpled and it just resembled to me like a little dead spider. And I thought, what can I do? And I have good family and that they wanted to just like throw it away and we'll start all over. But I think nowadays we're trying to find ways to be a little bit more resourceful and put those funds in other places. And so I'm okay with it. It isn't gorgeous, but it works. When it rains, um, if it's a light rain, I can just roll that tarp down and collect that a little bit of extra water, and it might save a little bit of the bill, for water. I'm not saying that. Well, yeah, I am. You can save. Period. These are actually sunflowers, you guys, and then these are actually lilies. I forget what brand, but they're lilies. And excuse me, I'm kind of looking at what some. I don't know what that is, but so far these are these have been in the ground for 3 years, you guys, and every year they just get more and more hardy. So very beautiful. Um, yeah, we had a neighborhood cat or whatever that loves to come in everybody's yard, and I caught him one day kind of digging up my tulips. So I don't have that, but I have these lilies to greet me every year. My daughter gave them to me for Mother's Day a few years ago, and kind of like the gift that keeps giving. But I'll end here, you guys. I have other things I'm trying to get to, and other things, of course, that I'll share with you guys. Working, like I said, on a big project and hope to actually finish it. And I need to get from out here because lo and behold, I know something will crawl out of here. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know you guys are gonna look at my odd containers to say the least. And you know what? I'm always thinking of different ways to do things. And so far, it works until it doesn't. But I'll leave you guys with my garden here on my garden bed from a pallet wood that we made. And you guys take care. You guys be safe out there and um, be as healthy as you possibly can. And be happy for the breath that you have. You guys take good care of yourselves. Bye bye. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at your comments, you guys. Yeah, it will. It will. The screen will protect against the pest and whatnot. Thank you for the nice garden comment. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said in the video, you guys, the pavers were put out by hubs, and I mean, you do what you can. And one added thing I wanted to tell you guys that I made a comment about these post cinder blocks. You guys, these things they really did not move. The winds were so hard that the poles, some of them just snapped. But if these posts would not have these cinder block posts would not have been there, I have no doubt that that thing probably would have been in the next yard or in the street somewhere. And some people actually lost like I don't know who it was in the neighborhood, but someone lost like the really large size trampoline rolling down the street. So I can't say anything negative about these cinder block posts. So yeah, so if you have something or you're in an area that gets high winds, you might want to consider putting, some of these on the poles to keep it down. That being said, you guys, I need to get out of this sun because it's getting a little hot. And you guys take care again. Say extra prayer for those who've lost people in the storms, you guys. Bye bye.